Welcome back to A320 Knowledge, your trusted source for Airbus expertise. Today, we're diving into part 11 of our tutorial on the overhead panel. The A320 has hundreds of different buttons and switches, and we'll be tackling each of them section by section. In this tutorial, we will be tackling the engine mode, ventilation, and cargo smoke panels. Starting with the engine mode panel, this section contains functions related to manual engine start and N1 mode selection. The engine manual start switch allows for manual engine start or crank operations depending on the selected engine mode. If the engine mode selector is set to ignition start, activating the engine man start switch will initiate the manual start sequence. If the selector is set to crank and the engine master lever is in the on position, the engine will undergo a wet crank. However, if the selector is in crank and the engine master lever is off, then a dry crank will be performed. Turning the switch off will stop either the manual start or dry crank process, depending on the mode selected. The N1 mode selection is a feature that applies exclusively to the IAE engine variant found on the A320 CEO model. For pilots operating the A320neo, this function is not relevant, as the newer engine variants do not utilize this system. Under normal operating conditions, thrust control is managed through engine pressure ratio, or EPR. However, engaging the N1 mode changes the way the FADEC regulates thrust. When the system is in N1 rated mode, the FADEC governs engine N1 as a function of thrust lever position, ambient temperature, and altitude, while ensuring that the engine does not exceed its operating limits. In this mode, thrust control functions similarly to normal mode without the use of auto thrust. To achieve specific power settings, pilots can position the thrust lever in the toga detent for takeoff and go-around thrust, the MCT detent for maximum continuous thrust, and the CL detent for climb thrust. This system provides protection against engine overboost and ensures safe, controlled power delivery based on environmental conditions. However, if the system enters N1 unrated mode, which may be displayed as N1 degraded mode on the ECAM, the FADEC ceases to apply the same level of protections. Instead, it controls N1 purely as a function of thrust lever position without considering temperature, altitude, or other external factors. In this mode, the thrust lever detents no longer provide safeguard protections, meaning that overboost is possible. Pilots must be vigilant in manually managing thrust to prevent the engines from exceeding their limitations. If one engine remains in N1 rated mode while the other degrades to N1 unrated mode, pilots must manually match the N1 values to prevent significant thrust asymmetry. This may require thrust lever positions to be misaligned in order to achieve symmetrical thrust output. If both engines degrade to N1 unrated mode, the aircraft's normal thrust control protections are lost, and pilots must refer to the takeoff and landing performance chapters to ensure N1 values remain within safe operational limits. Moving on to the ventilation panel, this section of the overhead panel is responsible for regulating airflow through the avionics and cargo compartments. Two primary switches, labeled blower and extract, work together to control air circulation and ensure proper ventilation. When both switches are set to auto, the system dynamically adapts airflow depending on the aircraft's operating conditions. On the ground, before takeoff power is applied, the system typically operates in an open circuit configuration, allowing fresh air to enter and ventilate the avionics bay. However, if the aircraft's skin temperature is below the ground threshold, the system may switch to a closed configuration to conserve heat. Once takeoff power is applied and during all phases of flight, the system transitions into a closed circuit configuration, optimizing airflow and maintaining proper cooling within the avionics bay. If a pilot selects override on either the blower or extract switch, the system enters a closed circuit configuration while supplementing airflow with additional air from the air conditioning system. In this scenario, the blower fan ceases operation if the blower switch is in override, while the extract fan continues to function. However, if both switches are placed in the override position simultaneously, the ventilation system completely alters its operation, drawing air from the air conditioning system and exhausting it directly overboard. This configuration ensures continued cooling, but removes recirculated air from the system. The fault light on either switch illuminates amber and triggers an ECAM message when a system malfunction occurs. A fault in the blower switch may indicate low blowing pressure, duct overheating, a failure of the power supply to the ventilation computer, or the detection of smoke within the avionics bay. Similarly, a fault light in the extract switch may be triggered by low extract pressure, power supply failure to the ventilation computer, or the presence of smoke. These alerts require immediate attention to prevent further complications in avionics cooling and airflow management. The cabin fan's push-button switch is a simpler function that manages the operation of the two cabin fans. When set to on, both fans operate to enhance airflow within the cabin. When switched off, both fans stop, which may be required in specific operational conditions or maintenance scenarios. Directly above the ventilation panel is the cargo smoke panel, which monitors and manages fire detection and suppression within the forward and aft cargo compartments. Both compartments are equipped with smoke detection systems that alert the crew in the event of smoke detection and automatically close the ventilation isolation valves to the affected compartment. If smoke is detected, a red smoke light will illuminate, accompanied by an ECAM warning. This signals the presence of a potential fire condition. To combat a fire, the discharge button must be pressed, igniting the squib to discharge a fire extinguishing agent into the corresponding compartment, forward or aft. Once the extinguishing agent has been discharged, an amber discharge light will come on, indicating that the agent bottle is empty. The panel also includes a test function. When this button is pressed and held, it tests the smoke detectors, turns on the red smoke lights, displays an ECAM warning, closes the ventilation isolation valves, and illuminates the amber discharge lights, simulating the system's response. Our popular A320 tech quizzes are now part of an exclusive newsletter membership designed to provide you with even more value. As a member, you'll receive 4 brand new A320 tech quizzes every month, one each Monday, delivered straight to your inbox. You'll also receive exclusive deep dives into A320 systems, procedures, and techniques that go beyond this YouTube content. And you'll also gain access to bonus content and other surprises to keep your knowledge fresh and up to date. If you're interested, click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen to sign up today. Thanks for tuning in, and let's take your A320 knowledge to the next level.